Good evening, everyone. This is QR Dizzle. Tonight, no pinball playing because my toe is just recuperating. I'm convalescing, like they say on Deadwood. Comic book reviews of Absolute Batman and the Return of the Living Dead. Edward Furlong did an album, and I'm in shock. And the 4th of July fireworks ban. Welcome, everyone. What's going on? I love refining this process. I know a couple things. As long as, the world doesn't go to hell in a handbasket, as long as the internet keeps working, and as long as the electricity stays on, I have a feeling this is going to go well tonight. Yes, I love the prepping process for this one because it's so much simpler than what I do over there. And that one has aspects of refinement I'm trying to figure out too, because I'm trying to juggle so many different complex technical things that it's not always working the way I want it to. And I'm really trying, people. So a little over about 3 days ago on Wednesday afternoon, I got my toenail pulled off. Told a very interesting story about that experience. I want you to go watch that video. Let me tell you, watch the video. Follow me on social media and watch that video about what I experienced on Wednesday going to get my toe taken off. The story is not just about the toe getting taken off, but something very unusual and unexpected that happened that day. And I did a very good job cutting this video. It's funny. It has all kinds of B-roll and humor. I cut it from 12 minutes down during the show to about 5 minutes, 22 seconds. And it's really worth your time. I wouldn't waste your time. But so click on that QR code right here, okay? And follow me on social media. I'm going to be adding all my social media handles for everything on that page. I have a page for my comic book reviews. I have a separate page for QR Dizzle. I have a fan art page where I put a handful of my amateurish illustrations, and they're not so good. But I really do want you to go there and check it out. So I'm going to get rid of that now. Click on that QR code. It's going away in just a moment, but I will put it back on toward the end of the show again. I haven't been playing pinball because it's very uncomfortable being on my foot for too long, but I can give you positive feedback that my toe is feeling better. It's still very tender. I don't understand evolution and why. We used to have claws, I think, when we were the beast crawling out of the oceans. God did that. It doesn't say it in the Bible, but I have a feeling that if God exists, then he's the one who gave us the claws at some point in the descending of humanity through the ages, whatever became human beings and whatnot. That sounds like I'm espousing a belief in evolution, but I think if there's proof for evolution, somehow God had something to do with that. And it doesn't have to say it in the Bible necessarily. We are people, and never mind. What am I talking about? I'm getting totally sidetracked because the point here is that I've been in such pain because of what I did to my toe that I have not done much. I have been wearing these open-toed shoes that my mom insisted on buying me. Was really a good idea that she did that. Otherwise, I would have been going around here barefoot for days. I've been walking more without thinking about how I did that. But the first 2 days, it was like, every step I took was labored. And it's like burny and tender. And what I was going to say is I don't understand why under the nails, if you tear a nail off, why is it so tender under the nail? Why do the nerves have to be so dadgum tender? I'm just wondering. I want to know. I genuinely want to know. So no pinball for a few days. But as soon as I am up to speed, I am going to be returning to pinball with a vengeance. And I'm going to be doing my training routine an hour or two a day and watching tutorials, etc., all that stuff. I'm going to move on now. We're going to do the new part of this show. I've cut a few interesting videos of my comic book reviews, and today I'm reviewing Absolute Batman and Return of the Living Dead. And I will begin with Absolute Batman. I really enjoyed reading this, okay? I've heard so much from guys about how cool this is. Nate from Speed Sultan keeps saying, it's generational, it's amazing. And so I delved into this first issue today for the first time, and I have to say that I really did enjoy it. It's another take on Batman where there are those familiar storyline things. However, it's a unique take, the way that it's written. The illustration style is unique and new. And I have to be perfectly honest about one thing, though. So I'm not denying that this is an amazingly executed comic book. It certainly is an amazingly executed comic book. What I don't like is, you see Batman on this front cover here. Like, the proportions of Batman are so big and bulky that I think that it's overboard, and it doesn't honor like a truly beautifully developed human being's physique. It's beyond exaggerated. His thighs are gigantic. His thighs are like redwood tree trunks. And his head looks really small, kind of like Beetlejuice. His head looks small like Beetlejuice in the movie Beetlejuice when he had his head shrunk by some magical dude. I'm probably going to take B-roll when I say that and put that over just briefly so you know what I'm talking about. But there's an excellent moment in here when this action is first breaking out. It's the very first storyline of action in the comic book where Batman comes, where these marauders of these skeleton head gangster dudes, they show up and start hurting people. And the very first visual of Batman is like a full page, and it is an epic looking illustration. And I am going to read this full series. It's 5 issues, 1 to 5, and I do plan on reading the whole thing. And I'm really glad that those guys convinced me to go get this. I don't know if this is the first printing or what. I don't even know how to determine that, but it was well worth reading. It's exceptionally well done, and it's an amazing example of, this is like a perfect storyboard. If you're going to reboot Batman again, if you're going to reboot Batman again for the millionth time, then it's totally worth faithfully following this comic book as a storyboard, because that's how well done it is. Yes, indeed. I loved it. It was worth the $15 I paid. No, I only paid $5 for it. But so I'm trying to read first issues a lot here, just because I want to be able to read through an entire series and come and tell you what I think of the story arcs and stuff. Here's the next one I bought. This is Return of the Living Dead. And this was also very interesting. I just saw this on the shelf when I went to New Comic Book Day this week at I Want More Comics and Games. That is where I went for New Comic Book Day. It was a jolly old time. And I stood next to Speed Sultan in line, and I inquired about his creative endeavors. I guess I'm nervous when I go into accent mode. I'm nervous, but this is Return of the Living Dead, based off of the 80s movie with the same name. And the storyline is kind of like this. If you remember in that movie, there's a barrel with a dude in it that inadvertently gets opened up, and the steam comes out of this place and it goes into the graveyard, and everyone starts coming alive and crawling out of the graveyard. Well, this is the story of the man in the barrel. There's a whole backstory with the man in the barrel. And I remember being titillated as a little kid because there was a nude woman in the movie, like dancing in the rain. And I was like, wow, I shouldn't have been watching it at the age that I was watching it. But I indeed was. And I really like how there was nudity in this. I did not expect nudity, but this is a very adult-oriented comic book. This is a very adult-oriented comic book. And if you're wondering why I go back and correct what I'm saying, it's because when I cut these reviews, I want to have that very clear statement so that it all goes together seamlessly and beautifully. Seamlessly and beautifully. And right there, I mispronounced seamlessly. So I wanted to go back and say seamlessly again. Seamlessly, seamlessly, seamlessly. And there you have it. And I don't need all those seamlesslies, but I just felt like overdoing it. Good book here. The storyline of the dude in the container, that causes everyone to turn dead if they're not dead already, and everyone who's dead to come back to life. The military's involved. There's a love triangle, and that's why he winds up dead in the first place. It's like a mass murder that takes place. No, this is not a righteous comic book. I don't think God approves of this one, but it is entertaining, and I did get a feeling like there was some kind of connection between this story and the movie from the 80s. But this was well worth my time, and I will be buying the second issue as soon as that comes on the shelf. And I loved going to New Comic Book Day this past week. It was really fun doing that. And I'm just going to, every time I get the chance, I'm going to keep trying, because on Wednesday is New Comic Book Day. And on Wednesday mornings, it's usually my habit to go down to my chiropractor and get that done. Following that routine has kept me in good shape for years. I haven't had a backache for years and years and years, regardless of working out on a regular basis all the time for many years. And it's amazing what it can do to, I recommend it for your back, for your health, and for every other chronic illness you might develop for not doing that. I recommend doing that. But it's really funny how there's this long line of dudes at the comic book store, and I was in the long line for the first time this week. Every week, I mean, like, oh, you know what it reminded me of? Like, standing in the line at New Comic Book Day reminded me of when I was a teenager, and I used to go wait in line at the music store for new album releases. And I specifically remember at the Northland Mall going down and waiting in line with a bunch of excited people who were there to get a copy of Dr. Feelgood by Motley Crue. And I'm thinking to myself, why in the world is it that somehow comic books can sustain their popularity and stuff being in a printed modality, and people love that physicality of it? They want to go get one. They want to feel the texture, read it, see the illustrations in their hands, and have that comic book, that tangible comic book. And so there's this big similarity between comic books and the artwork that is in the music, whether it's CDs or vinyls or cassettes. And so there's that tangible aspect, and I just can't understand why music has to go out but comic books don't. So why can't we have a world where physical musical media is just as popular as comic books still? Because I love that culture, going to the music store and seeing a bunch of people there who are all excited about the same band and the music that you are. What a great place to connect with people, because you already know you have this big interest in common. Like, it's a reason to connect when you know that you both like a certain type of music. Suddenly you have something to talk about, especially if you're two very big fans. Then sky's the limit. It opens the door for people. It connects people. So comic books should connect people. You stand there in line and you talk to people. Music does it too. Beautiful, everybody. Moving on. We're going to get into the next part of the show. We're already 14 minutes into this. Can you believe that? I have much more to cover here. And before I begin my next segment, it's not magic. It is not a magic statement. This is what AI told me. It's not a magic statement that you make a fair use statement with the media that you're about to play, because I'm talking about it and it's presumably legal because it's fair use. Fair use statement in the description. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowances made for fair use. But this isn't a magic shield. Ooh. No, I guess it's not a magic shield. But here's the strange thing I'm about to talk about right now. This 14-year-old Terminator kid knocked Whitney Houston off the #1 spot in Japan with this bubblegum pop album. You know him as the kid from Terminator 2, but wait until you hear what he released in 1992. I couldn't believe this when I was hearing it. It was kind of repulsing me. And so let's come over. Do I have this here? Let me see if this works like this right now. Oh, yes, that's beautiful. It's like I know what I'm doing. Oh, no, I'm not logged in. That's a diss. Okay. Gonna log in real quick. Log me in, you bastard. I don't know why it wasn't logged in. I was logged in last week. Okay, so here we go. And we're gonna hear this total garbage. It is. It's quite bad. Wait, don't I hear it? I mean, like, can you believe this? It's so cheesy. And I can't fathom. Well, this poor kid, like, he went through such hell, and I didn't know he did something so cheesy. I wonder what, if any, amount of money he made off of this. And this is only like a 30-second or so clip of this song, this music piece here, but it was a whole album. I want to hear the whole album. Maybe I should search for the whole album, but he must have had, I mean, like, I would be miserable as a musician if someone was like, even if you were going to pay me a lot of money, I wouldn't want to write this kind of cheesy, dumb music. Like, they're trying to make him like a boy band or something. It's horrendous. This is nightmarish. Okay, so that's a good spot to stop right there. You know, I noticed as I was watching this that his eyes are very closed throughout this whole thing. Like, and I wondered, is that because of drugs? Like, look at him. He's like, Edward Furlong. I want to go like this. Oh! Keep playing, Edward. This is disturbing me. I mean, like, who really wrote that, right? I think I'm going to wrap this one up, but I just felt like playing this. Horrendous. It's really horrendous. Oh, no, stop. Nope, no more of that. We're cutting out of that because you don't deserve to be. But I guess it's melodic, and I would like to know if his voice was corrected in any way, but it is kind of like not so good. So let me start this second one like this, all right? And then I will come back. I will say Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding. The couple marries in a high security ceremony at Madison Square Garden, officiated by Adam Sandler, or as you see, he's Little Nicky there, because I created that little diddle with AI. It's amazing what you can do with AI. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce just got married at Madison Square Garden with Adam Sandler officiating. Yeah, you read that right. The security was tighter than a playoff game. And so here's what they did. I mean, to me, this is it's not exciting, and I'm not even interested in it, but it's trending this week, and so I wanted to talk about it.
In New York City.
Okay, so yeah, so evidently I wish if High Pitch Eric was actually standing there, I wish he did. They did show him. I'm more interested in that. So they sat outside with this same boring camera angle, like for a very long time. Check this out. And so they just sit there like that for so long, and people are like chatting in the live stream. That's all you see. That's all the action, because it was very private and very closed and very exclusive, you know. But it's funny to me that, I mean, like, I actually have trouble taking it seriously when I think about Taylor Swift and, what's his name, Travis? Did I say his name is Travis? I seriously don't know. Before I looked this up today, the honest to God truth is, if you said, you can have $1 million if you tell us the name of the man marrying Taylor Swift, I seriously would not have been able to do that. It would not have been possible for me to remember. But now that I put it into this plan, this written game plan for the show tonight, I'm actually starting to remember his name. So if you offer me if you offer me $100 tomorrow, I'm Travis Kelce. Now it's not the same value. You could have offered me earlier today and I wouldn't have been able to take the $1 million. But now I'm not able to say that I can't remember it. I would be lying if I said I can't remember it. But it's so boring. You see how they just sit there with this live stream all 12 hours. This video is 12 hours long. Do you understand? This is 12 hours they were sitting there. But they had a guy, so occasionally some dude comes along and does a little bit of reporting. Let me take you up to him a little bit. Yeah, so it's not even professional. It's like live streaming, and he's about to start reporting, and the live stream just keeps going, and it's bouncy camera, and it's New York City. I'm glad to see that New York City is still in one piece. And I don't like the outfit that guy is wearing, that black vest. It just shouldn't be a black shirt with that. It should be something that is a different color to set a totally different color tone.
How are you? What's up? What's up?
What's up? Nothing's happening here, man. We need some action from you, like pronto, amigo. We gonna hear from you? He's like almost ready.
Behind us last night.
Okay, now let's hear what he has to say. Let's hear your report, dude. Been waiting forever. Come on, man. Dude, for real. It's time to go, buddy. Are you gonna talk soon? I'm sitting here having to fill for him, and I'm tired of waiting. I'm personally tired of waiting. I'm about to cut out on you if you don't start talking like pronto, bro. Are you going to start talking? Okay, I'm going to try and go forward just a little more.
And this is just one big garden party. And this is just one big garden party, as we're calling it. But who could be in attendance today? We know that Taylor's collaborator and friend, Jack Antonoff, and he was on hand yesterday along with Lena Dunham. And
gosh, oh my God. You are really devaluing this. Lena Dunham is what you're talking about in this 12-hour boring stream where I would like be dying if I had to watch the whole thing. And you bring up Lena Dunham, someone I would rather not think about for the rest of my life.
Garden with photographers snapping some shots of the lovely couple leaving the vehicle after the rehearsal dinner yesterday. Taylor,
boy, this
beautiful.
Is not
and you've likely
interesting
seen the
at all.
Endless deliveries and load in of production and set pieces into the garden over the past
week.
My industry insider tells me
I'm
this
sure it's
like
a big deal.
Typical wedding. This is more like a Hollywood budget movie set.
Now I'm wondering, do you suppose that it's so exclusive that if you're in the wedding, or I mean like if you're a guest of the wedding, do you have to like park elsewhere and take a bus? Because I hate that. I would never do that for anyone. Maybe somebody. Maybe if it was like close family. But wait a minute. If it's close family, I should be able to park nearby and get in like a normal person. You don't ship me around if I'm close family and like a sheep or something. But I'm actually going to cut out of this because I've already spent too much time on this specifically, and it is truly boring in the true sense of the word. Okay, so here's the next thing. I'm going to read this because this is trending too. Today is July the 4th. Happy July 4th, everyone. Happy bicentennial plus 50 years. Happy 250 years of the United States. I love my country. Government can be a super jackass, but I love my country. And what I love about my country is not how my country has a very jackass government. Can't help it. But it's true. That's the way I feel. Let me open up this fireworks news segment right here really quick. And I want to read this to you before I bring this over to you. It goes like this. Happy 250th. Wait a minute. No, let me start again. Happy 250th, America. But in many towns, fireworks are banned tonight because it's so dry, one spark could start a wildfire. Ooh, my goodness. Let's hear what the news has to say about it. And I don't know where this news broadcast came from, but it might as well be from Denver. It's dry here. Everywhere it's dry, this applies. And a lot of people, I mean, yes, just listen.
Now in 4 News Now at 6, Medical Lake bans the use of fireworks just 2 days before America celebrates its 250th birthday. See how people are reacting.
It's a good idea.
And why the fire district says it's...
I will say, though, that I don't think they're going to enforce this. I expect tonight to hear all sorts of fireworks going off, despite the fact that it's super dry and perilous outside. They just don't make it a point to enforce that, which makes me kind of wonder if they're trying to burn everything down on purpose and build smart cities and refashion our way of life and bankrupt us all through outrageous insurance rates. I mean, seriously, this is the way my mind works, but I don't think I'm that far off.
I'm tracking a warming trend for the 4th of July weekend. I'll show you how warm it's going to get and when we could break into the 90s.
And a burglar steals more than $20,000 worth of equipment from the Boys and Girls.
Their fireworks. They like to set off a lot of fireworks, so I have no idea how this is going to affect our business.
That's the reaction from a man who runs a fireworks stand in Medical Lake after the city announced today it's banning people from setting off fireworks this 4th of July.
I don't think it's going to hurt his business at all.
Medical Lake can set off fireworks on their private property.
I don't think it's going to hurt their business at all because I think people are like, the whole reason people do it, they're like, liberty, we're free, so therefore we light fireworks. But I don't think people have a nuanced, comprehensive understanding of all the aspects of liberty, and therefore, like, people are going to be setting off fireworks, and maybe some shit's going to burn down, which is tragic, and I don't want that to happen. Gosh, I never want something like that to happen. I'm afraid of that happening. Even my own neighborhood is very dry. A lot of dead lawns this winter, some water restrictions, some strict water fees going up, and sometimes I take a long shower and I wonder if the city's like, he's watering his lawn, as the meter just keeps spewing out water. But it's like the most relaxing place in the world is the shower. But I mean, like, my mom has been going ape about her neighbors. She's like, those boys are going to be up until 1 a.m. setting off fireworks. And I'm thinking about going and talking to the neighbor. And I know she already talked to the police saying, hey, I know these kids are going to be up super late at night at like 1 a.m. Will you please come and enforce? But, you know, frankly, I think if the police are doing their job, they should be out there enforcing the fire ban or the fireworks ban, because it is dangerous. And I'm worried about my house burning down. And you know what? In the future, during droughts, we should just have drone celebrations with a bunch of coordinated drones, when you can make like a big George Washington, and you can make him toot out of his butt, and you could even synchronize it to music or something. That would be entertaining. And then we don't have to burn stuff, but it is kind of interesting seeing stuff burn. I mean, interesting, but not good. I certainly am not making light of it. I'm just, okay, I'm done with this, right? Is there anything else I want to hear these people say? Where are we time-wise? We're at 28 minutes, so I need to actually just do my wrap-up spiel. I'm keeping these things very short. QR Dizzle is not a long headache of a show. It barely takes anything from me. The second I start getting warmed up, it's like, time to cut. And I take these clips and make comic book reviews and all that. And all that, yo. Visit quantumrecall.tv to learn about my media. Quantum Recall usually streams live at 12:30 p.m. Thursdays on X, Rumble, and YouTube. QR Dizzle is Saturday nights at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. A couple of you tuned in tonight. Hello. If you're here now, why don't you go and click your phone on that QR code and follow me on social media, and you'll see more and more I'm going to be putting out clips of these long-form recordings that I'm doing, and I enjoy doing that. It's very fun, sort of creatively, artistically, when I swear I get in a flow in my head when I'm cutting clips, and I feel like I'm being successful at it, successful creatively. Please like and share the media. There it is. There's that QR code. If you're watching right now and you're like, meh, I'd rather not, but I would really appreciate it if you did. I'm going to start this music out right now, and I'm reasonably confident that when I go to this last video scene, it's not going to mute like it did last week. I solved that problem. I am so good at refining, and I love refining, and I love squeezing it in till the last second. All right, everyone, you all take care. I'm coming back this week. I think it's going to be on Wednesday that I do my show, because I have to go back to the doctor to get my toenail checked. So Wednesday, 12:30 Mountain Standard Time, I will be doing Quantum Recall. Check it out. Peace be with you all.